The South Asia field is the fastest growing area of the Church of the Nazarene in the world. Spread across Sri Lanka, Bangladesh, Nepal, and Pakistan, South Asian Nazarenes are dedicated to being ambassadors for Christ in their cultures, in spite of natural disasters, widespread poverty, and not being welcomed by their societies because of their faith. Evangelical Christians represent a tiny minority, yet local Nazarene churches are wielding a powerful influence in their cultures. Throughout South Asia, according to recent reports, there are nearly 4,000 organized local churches, over 4,100 churches that are not yet organized, more than 1,000 licensed ministers, and 260 ordained elders. Yet, the church is expanding so rapidly, between a 20 and 30% rate of growth, that by now, these numbers are already outdated. As churches multiply by the day, the need is urgent to rapidly train new pastors theologically. South Asia Nazarene Bible College is equipping hundreds of lay leaders and pastors in 17 languages, preparing them not only for spiritual leadership, but adding special training for holistic, compassionate ministry as well. Primarily through intensive follow-up with viewers of the Jesus Film and Nazarene Compassionate Ministries, local churches in South Asia are leading thousands of people to Jesus. In Nepal, local pastors and church volunteers are deeply involved in the rebuilding effort in rural areas hardest hit by the April 2015 earthquake that killed more than 8,000 and injured hundreds of thousands. They are delivering food supplies, water filtration kits, and working on plans to help families build new earthquake-proof homes using locally available materials. The church will also establish child-focused community development centers in a number of communities most affected by the earthquake. Many churches will be planted through this emergency relief and long-term redevelopment. In Bangladesh, local church members are involved in long-term redevelopment projects. They are building canals to divert fresh water from monsoon rains into fields for irrigating crops. They are repairing and building roads from rural communities so that people can more easily reach medical centers, markets, or schools. And they are planting thousands of trees to mitigate environmental problems. By loving people through meeting their practical needs, the church in Bangladesh is leading thousands of people to Christ. Throughout South Asia, NCM leaders organize women in rural villages to form self-help groups in which they are taught health and hygiene practices, family planning, how to prevent HIV or AIDS, and how to create income-generating activities. So far, tens of thousands of women and girls have been organized into these groups, which empower women as respected members of society. Churches across South Asia are also home to more than 200 child development centers, where children receive a free education, learn basic hygiene and health practices, eat a nutritious meal, and learn about the love of Jesus through Bible stories, songs, and activities. The work in Pakistan has moved ahead in spite of several difficult years. God has led the church through this time, and with new leadership and a new team, the church there is growing. Last year, the Pakistan district had the third highest number of churches organized on the field. Sri Lankan Nazarenes are serving their country with rapid church growth, intensive child-focused community development, and a holistic ministry that touches all over the country. Special emphasis is given to the northern part, where more than 25 years of civil war have devastated people's lives, and to the central highlands, where most of Sri Lanka's disadvantaged people live. God is truly granting fruit that remains.
So we praise God that God is really opening the people's heart, and they are really accept the gospel and Jesus Christ on their life. And we really are grateful to the God, and that God is given us this opportunity to see the growth.
Nazarenes are still a minority, But their influence in the societies of South Asia is powerful and growing as they build bridges and serve as ambassadors for Christ to their nations.